Wondering. If you're asking yourself a question, how to prepare for Latitude 59, you're in the right place. Welcome to the Latitude 59 podcast series, Startup Edition. My name is Domenik Djatšuk, and joining me today is Sandra Roosna and Kaido Saar from startups who have both raised money on Latitude in the past. But before our conversation, here are some quick facts. This year's Latitude is going to happen on the 22nd to the 24th of May in Tallinna Kultuurikatel. We have 800 startuppers joining us in those 2 days and a 50-50 startupper to investor ratio. So it means there will be people who are hungry for money and who are hungry to give that money away. Make sure your ticket is assigned, and as soon as you assign the ticket, you can log in into our official Latitude 59 app, where you can build your own agenda, where you can book your meetings and see which workshops, which side events you want to attend. Huge part of Latitude 59 is our pitching competition. Last year, Chino, IoTech, and Flowstep raised 1.2 million euro. However, this year, 1 million euro is our prize, and the top 10 teams are already known. I would love to give each one of them 1 million euro. So without further ado, here's our conversation with Kaido and Sandra. Hello, Sandra. Hello, Kaido. Welcome to the Latitude 59 podcast. I'm really excited to welcome you all. It's a few weeks before the Latitude. How excited are you for Latitude on the scale of 1 to 59?
60.
60. Nice.
I would bet more. 100.
100. If you ask me, it's probably about 69, and it's growing with every day. Every day it's growing. So this year, Latitude has a mission. It's connection and responsibility. Sandra, what is your responsibility in Askly?
Well, I have been taking responsibility very seriously as a founder from day one. Perhaps it's also related with me being a female founder, because I know that females are building more profitable startups and risking less. So responsibility is something that I really do take seriously, especially considering that the amount of capital has been really limited in recent 1 or 2 years for the startups to speed up their growth. So responsibility is probably my second name.
Good. Okay.
Unfortunately, I'm not a female founder, so I have to risk more. I think each founder has a real responsibility, because who is the ultimate person responsible for the company? This is a founder. And I admire these people who are capable to found the company alone, solo founders. It's a really tough job. So I think it's highly valuable to have supporting people around you. And,
Kaido, I started with my brother and we broke up.
Okay.
So it's just a situation where you can find yourself. If you refuse to give up, then you're a solo founder by the end.
But this is also a natural part of founding a startup. But it's not anyhow guaranteed that the same team will bring the company till the successful end. No, and usually not so.
Exactly, and even not the same product that we have promised to deliver on the market to the investors and the customers.
Yeah. So you have attended Latitude for how many years? How many Latitudes have you been on?
Just once.
Just
last
once?
year.
Oh, I think a lot.
A lot. Nice.
Really a lot.
Nice. Experienced Latituder.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. But as I understand, last Latitude was really, really special for you. So what has last Latitude 2023 given your startup, Kaido?
At first, of course, we were very proud that we got to a final, to the main stage in Latitude 59 last year. We didn't get the award, 1 million euro, but
you were really close.
But we were close.
I was jealous.
Actually, got this €1 million exactly 6 months later.
Wow.
And from the same investor who gave 1 million in Latitude last year.
So they spent 2 million instead of 1, yeah?
But if you're asking what was the most valuable part of Latitude last year, okay, one thing is money and investors and so on. But honestly, I think most important for me and for Mifundo was pitching training. Usually every founder hates pitching trainings, but it's needed, it's valuable, and I can tell a story that we had even two pitch coaches. Right before the final, there was Gleb Maltsev, and before these semi-finals, we had another one, Annette Kramer from UK, and this first pitching training was very interesting. She asked me to do this 3 minutes pitch. I started, I moved on, and I noticed she's smiling, even laughing more, and I couldn't finish. She just told that, don't finish, don't do it, and the advice I got after that was the best one. Basically, very shortly, the message was that how the investors are looking all the pitches, all the startups. Basically, it's blah, 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 blah. Wow, that's interesting piece. Blah, 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 blah. Wow, one more interesting piece. So what was the message? Don't do this blah, blah, blah. Give these points which are actually needed and expected by the investors.
Nice. And
yeah, Askley made to pre-finals. We didn't get that far as Kaido did with Mifundo. But, when I, as a founder, I'm listening to the other founders competing in the same competition, that's true. It's so boring to listen to this blah, blah, blah. And this year, Gleb taught us that the first minute is the most critical. So despite how many minutes you have there on the stage or in the call with investors, 1, 2, 3, or 5, or 10, then focus on the first minute, because you need to catch the attention. You need to find out what is it that makes investor wow, and then they are more eager to listen to your pitch. And last year, I've made over 30 meetings with investors during those 2 days, and sadly, that was the only year last year where I didn't even make it to the main hall, where Kaido was on the stage and other awesome speakers sharing their wisdom. So it was purely just connecting to investors and pitching from early morning.
I think you need to clone yourself. So one person, one Sandra is, talking with investors, and the other Sandra is listening to the Latitude topics and speakers. Yeah,
exactly.
So let's imagine I'm a startup. I have an idea, maybe I have a concept, and I'm coming on Latitude on the 22nd to the 24th of May. What advice would you give to me? What should be my goals? What should be my actions? What should I do?
I would suggest starting with 2 things. Signing up to Brella and just finding investors, targeting the right ones who you think are the good match. And the second is work on the clarity of your pitch. This first minute, make sure that it's really clear and easy to understand what's the value or what's the problem you're solving. So you can test it out by just posting it on social media and asking, hey guys, do you understand what I'm doing? Or just catch up with a friend, make a call and just say it out before you get to the venue and before you meet the people.
So without the blah, 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 yeah?
Yes.
Nice.
I would add two more things. First one, don't be afraid to differentiate. Vice versa, you have to differentiate. You can imagine that there are hundreds of startups, even maybe thousands of startups, and to get any attention, you have to differentiate, and you need to have a unique story. And I believe everyone is capable to figure out what is her or his unique angle, how to differentiate. So this is first thing. Second thing, I have seen quite often people think that, okay, I met investors, but no outcome, no reaction. No, of course, it's not just a one single meeting process. It takes long. It's question is about repetition. And for example, in our case, on certain moment, my teammates started to count how many meetings we are doing with the investors to close a deal. And it took 30 meetings. Not
30.
one, 30.
3-0.
3-0.
Wow.
To finally close. So
let's not cut out all the optimism. I've got investments with one single meeting, and also from Latitude. I think 30% of the capital that we have raised came through the connections from the Latitude. But I think Kaido is right, because what we forget often is that it's not my words. It's just some study that says that around 6 months of following you as a founder. So from investors' perspective, they want to see you for a while before they decide to bet in your business or not.
Yeah, I have also investors which I have got based on one single meeting or even without the meeting, also possible.
Wow, that's the level.
But it doesn't. But it doesn't mean that it's always so. No, and quite often it's not also a proper moment for this specific investor, but they are still really interested in you, and they are always not telling it to you, but they don't have funds at the moment available. So this is why they
and let's also add the data that you get this investment with one single call or without even a call, because you have done hundreds of contacts or calls and prospects. So it's not that like 1 out of 10.
Nice. So this year we have a official Latitude59 app where you can find all the information necessary. You can book your own meetings via Brella. You can build your own agenda, not to miss any of the really experienced and really interesting speakers on Latitude.
Do you have a feature to book a lunchbox?
Lunchbox? No, it does not come. Only for venture capital. They have this kind of
more expensive package, prepaid. One tip, because for me it's always hard to find time to eat. So especially if you're like talking to investors and having so many meetings scheduled, then you go out for a few minutes and then you realize that there is a long queue everywhere to get a lunchbox. So don't forget to grab some snacks before there are long queues.
Yeah. And you this year you can actually order with Foodie on the spot.
Awesome.
So, yeah, we have a lot of new features. So let's imagine you have booked the meetings, you have done the investors meetings. Have you had any fuck-up stories with investors?
Once I forgot the meeting.
Too many. You go first.
I just forgot. I was very keen on working with something. I was so focused and just forgot that meeting already started, and investor called to me, "Hey, where are you?" And I'm already 15 minutes in the call, but no one is here. And, oops, sorry. And I haven't seen this person
and
anymore.
Then you start. I thought you started building demand. Sorry, I'm on a call with another investor, and they're so interested that it took longer.
And they're offering me 1 million euros. So if you offer me 1.5, I will take yours. Yeah.
Well, on my side, probably I should record a separate podcast about my personal fuck-ups with investors, because, I've done a founder breakup, I've done pivoting, I've been in a situation where my investor says, please, whatever you have there on your bank account, transfer it back tomorrow. So we don't trust you anymore, because when you're like delivering bad news, and for a few years that we have been building the first product that didn't get the product market fit we expected, and then we pivoted, then there were so many tough moments. So when you're fundraising, getting the capital into your bank account is just the starting point. Then from month over month, how are you building those relations? And luckily we have gone through hell, and we're still with the same investors and stronger and better relations than ever before. But you have to be ready for all the fuck-ups and tough moments if you're raising the capital. Or if you're not, then just bootstrap.
Bootstrap all the way, yeah.
But I think pivoting itself is not bad. I think
it's
might
better
be
than
even
founder breakup.
yeah, and it's much better than just pushing. And if you see that there is no potential to move on, so of course it's wiser to make a pivot. No, same in whatever war game. That if you are not capable to move on, you are selecting another way how to move on. So I think that's
Part of startup life.
I think that's even good if you are capable to recognize the moment when to do the pivot and what is better way to move on.
Sure. I think all the founders listening to us right now, they should make notes. Make notes. Yeah. So 50% of the guests coming for Latitude are coming from abroad. And many of them are founders with their own startups. Now you need to be as patriotic as possible and tell us, why should those startups come to Estonia? Is it the Estonian startup ecosystem? Is it the taxes, easy to pay taxes and so on?
At first, just look figures. Estonia is one of the best country in the world if you look the number of unicorns per capita. So if you want to succeed in big scale, then your chances in Estonia are much higher than in other countries. This is a fact.
It's a fact. Unicorn factory.
Yeah, indeed. And I assume that those founders also take a look at flagship events, not only in Estonia, but in other countries, in Finland or Latvia, Lithuania. So I just suggest come and experience it yourself, and you will see how awesome the atmosphere is, how many great founders and investors are all together here in Tallinn. So it all just makes a perfect base, the foundation for your startup success.
Nice.
And one interesting example, before starting my startup career, I was working in a bigger company, and I organized an inspiration trip for my team to Silicon Valley. And so we collected together top management of 10 persons, got a flight to San Francisco and studied companies like Airbnb, Google, Facebook, etc.
Wow, lucky team.
Yes, lucky team. But what was a point? Actually, I have seen in last 5 years that Estonia is same destination for other European companies. There are companies coming from France, Germany, UK, also outside of Europe, let's say from Asia, companies are coming to Estonia. We're flying to Tallinn to get the inspiration how this unicorn factory is functioning and what's the vibe here. So the same reason what we had while we visited Silicon Valley.
Yeah, and Estonia within the past decade has been moving closer and closer to the Silicon Valley mentality. When you speak with the founders, I used to live in Silicon Valley 7 years ago, and we moved there for half a year. And my husband was the first one to start his founder career, and he got to Y Combinator. And I remember that you're going out. We had our little kid there to the playground, and the parents around, most of them are founders or building startups or having just did some exit. They sold for 20 or 200 million their startups. And you're like, just 7 years ago, for me, it was like, wow, everyone is just having so inspiring story to share. And right now you can feel a lot of the same stories in Estonia, which is just super high lifting energy out here. So Latitude is exactly this place where you can feel it in the air.
Yeah. Maybe I could do a business proposition just here on the podcast. Maybe we could do inspirational trips to Tallinn, and we organize them from Palo Alto.
That's a good idea.
We book private jets from Palo Alto and they fly here for Latitude, because Latitude is a concentration. It's a concentration of all founders, or venture capital funds, just in one place, in 2 days. So what will be your plan for the 22nd to the 24th of May on Latitude?
Welcome those guests from Silicon Valley.
Same here.
Okay, so any particular speakers, or you just want to book another?
I haven't decided yet for this year whether I keep the spots in my calendar for the speaking slots. Probably yes, because it's always great to see inspiring people on the stage. But still, yeah, I think at least half of my time or even more will be spent connecting and talking to investors and finding some new collaborations.
Mm-hmm. I think you need to find a clone.
Yeah. I have 2 weeks, you said, yeah.
What I have seen that it's very important to refresh the relations with potential investors because usually startups are constantly monitored by the investors who are interested in them, and such kind of events, these are the best places to meet with the investors, because investors are coming there, and Latitude has, as I know, has a very good ratio of startups and investors.
It's 50-50.
Exactly. So it means that the investors are there.
Yeah, and they are ready to give that money away. Sandra?
We hope so, yeah.
We hope so. We hope so. Sandra and Kaido, thank you so much for being with us here. Dear listeners, we're waiting for you on the 22nd to the 24th of May in Kultuurikatel for the Latitude 59 2024. Thank you so much, and see you there.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See you.